boy. Hello, Pasha. Wow, hello, camera. Hey, Chloe. Yeah, it does that when the computer shuts down. Yeah. What? Oh, I'm going to put this on today. Give me a second. There we go. Haha. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I'm here. I'm actually in a fairly good mood today. Real quick, and I will undoubtedly say this again once more, the regulars have showed up. For those of you who have seen the news about how the Pacific Northwest and Seattle is faring, we are okay still. It's wet. There is one way in and out of this town right now. And it is bordering on being closed. But overall, we are okay. I am so glad to see that you're feeling better today, Chloe. That is awesome news. There we go. Got my necklace fixed-ish. There we go. I sat here and made like 20 necklaces last night, and a bunch of earrings while just kind of chilling out listening to a TV show. All right, it's time to do our nice little bit of digital housekeeping. Can we please be mindful of the energy we bring into my space, and you will be respectful in my chat. If you are not, Arnold and the mods will be finding you with the banhammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
More coffee. This witch needs her coffee. All right. Let's get started, shall we? Today's reading reminds us that hope can dim when we overextend ourselves, and even small conflicts can feel heavier under that strain. Namaste asks us to notice where our energy flows, and self-compassion invites us to soften, while our moment of Zen lights the way forward. Namaste, Witchlings! Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. So welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, and welcome. Each day we flow with the sacred spiral. I'm Di, your favorite yoga witch and guide through it. So let's go step into today's spiral together. Now, what that means is we're going to go grab our favorite crystal. I am grabbing garnet again. Light your favorite candle or incense. Cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug today. And let's step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together. Don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling circle grow, and it keeps the daily spiral turning. That's my toes. All right. So, awesomeness ensues. We are now able to have memberships here on our channel. So please, if you feel so called, go ahead and hit that join button down below. And I have been having so much fun lately making stuff for the shop. I made these last night. So today's earrings are the very cute little tarot cards. These have rose gold accents. The miner's deck. That makes sense. So, diviner's deck. There we go. I'm not as deaf as I think I am. These are not up yet. There is a pair almost exactly, but they are silver. These will be up tonight. Yep. So the pinned pair is the silver pair. We're getting there, y'all. And I have been a busy witch. Most of these were made last night. I had fun. So, you can check those out at dietheyogawitch.shop, y'all. Alright, now let's actually get into the fun part. Oh, hey, that'll work. We forgot the banner so y'all could see where to go. Check out all of the fun earrings I have made. I am having so much fun with them. Doot, doot, doot. There we go. Everybody on the horizontal feed could see it. Ha. Found a shortcut to making the earrings last night that made it so much easier. Da, da, da. Hi, Hazel. Good to see you. I see a Mimi. I'm doing pretty good, Chloe. Yes, I made all of these. Oh, honey, I can understand why you're not allowed to buy a membership. Yeah, I didn't make the charms. I did just buy the charms, but I am putting the charms and the earrings and the backs together. I have a couple of pairs here that are not on that I'm going to make necklaces to match. Once I finally get my ass in gear and get the super glue, these will also be a pair of earrings offered on the shop. It's a little spell bottle with some garnet in it. I have more to do with it, but I am making these. It's okay. I was showing these. So, let's move on and talk birthdays and holidays and actually get this show on the road. Wow. We have no birthdays today. Yesterday's was enough. Okay. I know. Here we go. I forgot to trim the wick last night. There we go. I am fired. Fire. Oh, we have a new subscriber. Yay! Thank you. And uh-oh, I'm being told I gotta see something. Yesterday, I was wishing my adopted mom, a happy birthday, which is technically today, as is my incubator. So, I am a New Year's baby, technically the 3rd, but I was the first baby of the new year for the county I was born in. Bloop. All right, and I one more thing. I have my adopted mom. She was my best friend. She's my best friend's mom. There are 23 days until my birthday. All right, let's get this going. So we are still lighting our candle for all of our witchlings and their loved ones who are dealing with tough situations, especially during the holidays. As I light my flame, may our light be a beacon of hope in the darkness for those stumbling and lost along the way. We are also holding this light for survivors and victims of gun and domestic violence, and we are remembering them in this circle. With the lighting of our candle, our circle is now closed, and we extend our invitation to the ancestors to be with us here today. Oh, that is cool. We have a large number of birthdays that fall on the 17th of May. And my wonderful granddaughter, late granddaughter now, we were all convinced because she was due around that time. So we're all like, okay, she's going to come on her auntie and her great grandpa's and her adopted uncle's birthday. And well, she came on the 18th instead of the 17th. I laughed. Yes, I actually do light this candle almost every day here in the during stream. That was actually one of the reasons I just decided to include survivors of violence in our candle, because there are so many of us. Oh, that's a bummer, Chloe. I share a birthday with my older brother. Okay, y'all. Let's go check out our birthday, or our holidays today. Birthdays. Get off the birthday train. Let's take a peek at what holidays are weaving their way through the spiral of today. So, you guys let me know in the comments, how are you planning on weaving today's holidays into your magic? Tell me, because I really want to know. Okay, holidays. We have... This one's just fun. Festival of Unmentionable Thoughts. Today invites us to open the attic door of the mind and peer into the odd, the unfiltered, the deliciously weird thoughts that we usually box away. Instead of shoving them back into the shadows, we honor them, because even the strange bits of our inner world are pieces of our truth. How are you going to make space for those thoughts you usually hush? It is also National Poinsettia Day. Poinsettia Day. In Mexico, this beloved winter flower is traditionally called Flor de Nochebuena, flower of the Holy Night. Long before that, though, the Aztecs knew it as Quetzalcoatl, meaning the flower that withers, a name tied to its sacred use in ceremonies honoring warriors and the sun. Many people today are choosing to revive these traditional names to honor the flower's deep indigenous and Mexican heritage. My witchlings, how will you celebrate the beauty and the lineage of Quetzalcoatl today? I have a bunch of junk in my notes. Good gravy. And then, last but not least, it is official Lost and Found Day. Today is all about recovering what slipped through the cracks, objects, intentions, hope, or even those pieces of ourselves we tucked away in a really safe place. So safe we can't remember where it was. Whether you're rummaging through drawers or exploring your inner landscape, something is ready to be reclaimed. And my witchlings, what are you hoping to find again today? And those are our holidays. Good night, Chloe. Oh, hello, Polly. You know, I'm noticing that the is very, very I can see his face. Yoda-ish. Hey, Seraphina. I recognize the Seraphina name. I think it's just been a while since Seraphina was here. There, stay. All right. I gotta put the crystal back where it belongs. Move the mouse over there so I don't bump it. There we go. Coolio. Thank you. All right. Scoochie in. And then we're gonna go ahead and see what the cards have to tell us. Vampy is awesome. We love Vampy in this channel. I'm only half gay. We'll get to that later. I know. No, this is more to remind my viewers that I am a safe space. Can't wait to get my flags back up. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and see what the oracles are sharing with us today. All right. Yes, we have I love this oracle deck. I gotta switch earbuds. Give me a second. Oof. I know. I am. Oh. Hold on. There. Haha. Okay. Now, give me a second. There we go. I'm connected. What are we doing today? We are going to be reading tarot cards, reading oracle cards, tarot cards, and a whole lot more fun. So, what do our oracle cards have to say today? Haha, there we go. Today brings karmic blessings, but some deeper threads still need some untangling. For now, your energy is better spent on the priorities rising before you. So stick around for the entire reading and let's see what's calling your focus today. We are going to start with... The camera's not right. There we go. We have karmic to start. Next, unresolved issues. And finally, there are other priorities. Okay. Even though today's blessings feel karmic, there are still unresolved issues lingering from past cycles. Trust that healing them will unfold in its own time. For now, there are other priorities calling for your focus, so center your energy where it's most needed. That's the oracles. What do the tarot have to tell us? You may feel let down or just a little out of sync today, and a small relationship hiccup could be adding to that tension. The real issue may be how much you're giving away. Stick around for the full reading and let's see what needs rebalancing. We start with the reversed star. The implications are negative, hopes are dead, dreams have not come true, disappointed or disillusioned. Next, we have the Two of Cups reversed. Minor dispute or a lover's tiff, a minor or temporary setback in a romantic relationship, and some unreciprocated love. Last but not least, we are going to have the Six of Pentacles reversed. Generosity with money, often to a fault. Gee. What do these say? Well, they are saying the star reversed shows you feeling disillusioned, as if your dreams are slow to manifest and hope is slipping. The Two of Cups reversed points to a small lover's quarrel, causing some strain. The Six of Pentacles reversed hints at the root. You are generous with money to the point of imbalance, and it may be affecting the relationship. Logic tracks. That's our tarot. And now what do all six cards together say? Well, my dears, let's weave together the Oracle and Tarot into one sacred spiral, a single thread of guidance winding through every card. Be sure to drop me a comment and let me know what resonates with you. You're standing at a crossroads shaped by karma, blessings unfolding on one side and unresolved issues tugging from the other. There are other priorities calling for your attention, and that's where your energy needs to rest right now. The star reversed shows you feeling discouraged, as if your dreams are moving too slowly. This heaviness seeps into your relationships, reflected in the Two of Cups reversed, where a minor disagreement may feel bigger than it is. The Six of Pentacles reversed reveals the deeper thread, your tendency to give, especially financially, beyond your limits. This imbalance affects both your hope and your connections. The message today, my witchling: refocus, rebalance, and tend to what truly matters as old karma unwinds. That is our reading for the day. And now let's go to our affirmation. Our affirmation for today is: I reclaim my hope, honor my limits, and give only from a balanced, grounded heart. That's our affirmation. Yeah, when I pulled them this morning, I realized, they're all upside down. It's going to be an interesting day. No die. Do not even think that. Yeah, they all decided to stand on their heads. There we go. Yeah, see that. I'm now seeing why you hid the one person. Wow, Jiminy Christmas. Is it my deck? Oh, where did it go? The pink. So the pink deck is the Delaluna Answers Oracle deck. I love it. It is so communicative. And it's all just simple little phrases. All right, so here's the back of the deck. I love, love, love the constellations on the back of the card. And as you see, it's just a little word or phrase on them. If you like tarot, I have a tarot deck you will like, because it too is pink. This deck I don't use as much because I honestly am not a huge fan of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But, you know, it's not horrible. I mean, here's the Fool, the Fool card. You see how pink it is. Even the back is adorable. But it is entirely the Rider-Waite deck. And I just can't do it. This deck, honestly, came from Amazon. I will grab an affiliate link for it in a little bit. I cannot remember it off the top of my head, and I don't know if it's already in my links. But it's a fun deck. I'm just not fond of Rider-Waite. Oh, and it comes with this cute little bag too. I will, if nothing else, I'll make sure that link gets into the comments on this video. Or the description box once he gets it edited down. So, please bear with us. And then we have our self-care cards coming up in a minute. As soon as I drink, like, the rest of my coffee. Oh, cool. I actually have the cannabis oracles sitting here. Not sure. Oh, yeah, pot tarot is still over on the shelf. I need to tidy up my office tonight. We have podcast tonight, everybody. Please come back at 4:30 my time, which is going to be about 2.5 hours from now. Isn't it? Yes, I have a cannabis tarot and oracle deck, Mimi. I'll tell you about it later. The good news, I-90 is back open. Yay! Yep, I noticed that. Yep, pod. Is this the one I want? Not sure. Oh, who was on Insta? Oh, I'm not sure who that one is. But yes, I-90 reopens near our town after landslide blocks road. Oh, I am so glad it's open again. Playing cards only. He hasn't gotten his squeezy treat, and he wants my lap. And I cannot move at the moment, because the furry little demon is laying right behind the wheel of the chair. I love my cat. Do you want up, Kit Kat? Hi. Do you want to come sit in my lap? All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on to Namaste. We have Namaste. Breathe in the moment. Relax your eyes and breathe in and out normally. Pay attention to your breathing as if it were a captivating story. What part of your body is doing the breathing? Is it your diaphragm, chest, or your whole body? How rapid is your breathing? Are your breaths quick, drawn? Wait a minute. How rapid is your breathing? Are your breaths quick or drawn out? Do you find it difficult to breathe? Is there any issue or pain in your breaths? Assess everything you can about your breaths. After, breathe intentionally for 8 minutes. Just by acknowledging your breaths, you give yourself more life and value. This will also allow your mind and body to relax, for the focus is now on the breath and nothing else. That's our namaste for today. Self-compassion. Self-compassion breathing. Self-compassion. And it's time for self-compassion breathing. As you breathe in and out, see if you can allow yourself to enjoy the sensations of breathing. Let it be a pleasant sensation and enjoy it as deeply as you can. Repeat for 5 breaths. That is our self-compassion. Honestly, put them together. Enjoy your breaths for the 8 minutes of conscious breathing. Just a thought. Dun, 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 bum. Some, not all. Well, my way of thinking is the truth lies in the heart of the light. So if you are not looking into the light, then you are looking away and obfuscating the truth from yourself. That does not feel very self-compassionate. Aren't they, Polly? Oh, and these decks, again, these I know are affiliate linked in the description box. These also came from Amazon, and I love them. But you know what I don't know where are? They are available on Amazon. I don't know where the Zen and Harmony decks. Yeah, if you don't want to support Bezos, I'm sure they are available elsewhere. I am not sure where. I will be looking into that soon. Hi. Come here. I don't like you laying right behind my seat. Yes. That is actually part of yoga. That the focus on something and meditating on something like a candle flame is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. Right at the moment, I cannot tell you exactly which one it is. because I cannot remember the names of all of them. As soon as I see the name, I know what it is, though. But yeah, brain is the only one that's coming to mind is Diana, and yeah. So, my witchlings, my darlings, my dears, my witchlings, it is time to honor the goddess of the day. She is a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us on today's spiral. And today's goddess, we have a Zoroastrian goddess today. Bamya, the Zoroastrian goddess of twilight, guides Mithra's sun chariot across the sky and heralds the beginning of the Sada festival. Her power symbolizes victory, protection, and the triumph of light over darkness. She reminds us that obstacles, both internal and external, can be overcome when we honor our own strength and choose to step into our purpose, even when life feels crowded with obligations or uncertainty. As Sada is celebrated with great bonfires in Iran to affirm the victory of good over evil, Bamya invites us to recognize that one person can make a meaningful difference within themselves, in someone else's life, or in the world at large. At sunset, light an orange candle or another twilight-colored candle to honor her gentle transition from day to night, releasing what no longer serves you and welcoming renewal. Offer her a prayer for rest, clarity, and the courage to rise again with restored wholeness. That's our goddess. And I'm willing to bet every last one of us here knows the name of a very, very famous Zoroastrian, but nobody realizes he was that religion. If anybody has an idea who I'm talking about, please drop it in the chat. I'm curious. Ain't it, though? I'm curious to see if anybody knows who one of the most famous Zoroastrians is, because when I learned it, I was kind of surprised. Uh-oh. All right, so Freddie Mercury was a Zoroastrian. Yeah, it's a, yeah. I know what he's talking about. All right, let me finish wrapping up the oracle cards, and then we have our moment of Zen from our Little Book of Zen. Bum, bum, bum. We have a quote from Rainer Maria Rilke and one from Shunryu Suzuki. That's a name for you. Ms. Rilke says, "Children, one earthly thing truly experienced even once is enough for a lifetime." Can't argue. And then Suzuki says, "When you understand one thing through and through, you understand everything." Shunryu Suzuki. Wow. That is our moment of Zen, my friends. Tell me what you think. It's children, one earthly thing truly experienced even once is enough for a lifetime. I think children is the one earthly thing. I'm pretty sure the children is the one earthly thing that is truly experienced once is enough for a lifetime. Yes. Or she is saying to children, children, one earthly thing truly experienced, even once, is enough for a lifetime. Yep, I figured you were talking about the Persians. I recognized the word. And where are, I cannot remember, I think Pasha said they're in India. And yeah, there's, according to Kapil, there's a lot of them over there. There's also a fair number, ironically, of Zoroastrians in India. Did I ask for your input? Bastard. I love my cat. And now, my loves, it is time for our closing blessing. And here is today's closing blessing. There it is. Here's today's closing blessing. May your heart find balance, your path find clarity, and your spirit remember its own steady light. May hope return gently, and may every step you take be guided by wisdom, courage, and grace. Go in peace, my witchlings. Namaste, and blessed be. That's our closing blessing. And now, my loves, my dears, my witches, it is that time. Thank you, Rafiki. It's time to wrap up our show for today. With the extinguishing of our candle, we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors who have joined us here today. Before we go, a quick reminder, this channel is entirely supported by the Witchling community. There are no corporate sponsors here, just a little bit of magic and a whole lot of love. So please like, share, and subscribe. All right, my loves, let's go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness. There's already enough darkness and hate in this world. Let's please try to be beacons of hope and light for those stumbling in the dark. Tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up with fur, glide with scales, or tiptoe on tiny paws and claws, that they are absolutely precious to you. These moments slip away faster than we ever expect, and those last goodbyes often come far, far, far too soon. And if you take only one thing away from everything we have done here today, please let it be that you always, always remember you are loved. You are wanted, you are needed, and you genuinely do have a purpose here, even if you haven't figured it out yet. I was 45 before I did. I love you guys to bits. Namaste, witchlings. He wanted up. Oh, baby, what you doing? All right. I guess I'll put this one. He's a happy boy now. Oof. All right, here we go. It's a fuzzy butt. Yeah, fuzzy butt Hazel. What is that I'm finding? Is it itchy? Purr, purr, purr. Oh my gosh, you got a motor, kid. Watch the murder mittens. You're good, baby. So how is everybody? Not off the top of my head. I gotta put cards away, fuzzy butts. There we go. Oh, ow. Watch the claws. I'll have to look into that. Oh. Hey, sorry, fuzzy butts. Okay, glasses go there. All right, scooch. He is being demanding. Do not chomp on me, fuzzy butt. What did I do to get the chomp? Huh? I know you just grabbed me with the teeth. You're okay. I'm not mad. Ugh. I have actually heard that before. There we go. There we go. Ha! Mom got the mess cleaned up. Oh, yeah. This can come off now. Oh, you want this? He's a good cat. I am not breathing well today. That kind of sucks. So, let's see. What are we going to chit-chat about? We have the podcast tonight in about 2 hours. I've got to find my script for it. Oh, quit whipping me, you furry little brat. That was not where it was supposed to be. Ooh. I am hopeful for safe travels for you, Mimi. Definitely sounds like an interesting funeral service, or a funeral. Let's not necessarily talk about it too much. Pod. Snap. Threads, TikTok. Yeah, we're not going to discuss funerary services though. 'Cause yeah. Doesn't feel quite right today. There we go. So what else have we got today? Whoops. I am trying to figure out. Is that might not necessarily be such a bad thing, Mimi. I mean, doesn't sound like the trip is all that terribly pleasant for your other half. Realizing that we did not actually generate script for tonight. I feel stupid. All right. Okay, I'll look. Okay. By the way, everybody, I'm going to bring us down just a little bit for a minute, and then I want to move on to happier topics. I just want everybody to have a heads up that I may be a blubbering mess tomorrow. I have talked to you guys about the temperamental chuckle fucking friends, and, the infamous Vitamix cats, if you're familiar with them. Unfortunately, one of the cats has been battling a very aggressive cancer in his sinuses. and his final doctor's appointment is tomorrow. And I am going to be a mess over a cat that I have never met. But I can imagine there are a fair number of you that would feel the same way if anything happened to this guy or to the Took Monster. So, just a heads up that we will be mourning Lando tomorrow. Lando's such a good cat. But, speaking of cats, you know, this is a fuzzy boy. He's a fuzzy boy. Look at the fuzzy boy. Oh, he is very much loving his ear being rubbed today. Took has the funniest sound he makes when he's getting a good scratch in his ear. He gets this moan of pure bliss, and it's so funny to hear him. I know, Hazel. They're such good fuzzy furry children. Yeah. Oh, child, Dad's gonna get mad at you for bumping the mouse around, okay? And your ass is falling off the desk. He does not care. There are 0 fucks given right now. Thanks, Mimi. Yeah. Hey, Mimi, just a heads up, and this is something that I have to remind me and the man behind the curtain. When you come back from spending time with your family, make sure that you are not mirroring them when you come back, because that is something we do. Especially the man behind the curtain, and the only reason I say this is we spend more time with his family than we ever have mine. And if we spend more than 4 to 8 hours around his family, he starts acting very much like his dad, and I just don't like that, and we'll put it that way. But all right, Mom's gonna scoot in now since you got out of my lap. Will you quit whipping me with that tail? You're not as bad as your sister, but damn. How many of us have owned bigger dogs that utterly and completely forget that they have an appendage attached to their ass? Luna has been known to clear the coffee table or clear the end table next to a chair because she gets so excited and happy and the tail just starts going. And that thing is a freaking club. Oh my God. I have actually walked away. I have walked away from Luna getting super excited with new bruises. Tookers, I love having him wagging his tail in front of me during the summer because it makes a wonderful fan and it's a fabulous feather duster. And then there's this one, Fuzzbutt, yeah, he's a cat, y'all. And then Sarge is mostly harmless. Mostly harmless. But we learned rather quickly after acquiring Luna, that anything breakable needed to be up and back on the end tables or the coffee table. Because if it was not, her tail will clear the table. Yep. That's why I gave you the gentle, friendly reminder saying, hey, when you come back, decompress and come back to yourself. And I fully understand the not even realizing that you're doing it, because you've lived with these people your entire life up until, early adulthood. Then you move out and you figure out who you are, but who you are doesn't necessarily mesh with who your family expects you to be. So you go spend time with your family, fall into that familiar old role, and then it takes you a little bit to come back to yourself after leaving them. The number of times I have come back from just spending an hour or two with my mother, and I have sounded like her, or or been acting like her, and I hate it. Yeah. Really, child, do you want me to just stop petting you? Okay, then. You get cat fur in my coffee, and I'm going to get mad. Just saying. The fur that we had problems with being in food was the damn corgi fur. I swear that dog could teleport his fur places. We would go to a restaurant, not even here in our town, but in the one 20 minutes away. Our food would come to the table and there'd be a frickin' corgi hair in it. It's great. Yep. When Kitty whips you with her tail, she's saying, I don't like what you're doing. That's why where he's been whipping, I asked him if he wanted me to stop petting him. Whap. Yeah. There are times when this little furry bastard will whip me with his tail because I stopped petting him and he wants me to keep going. Right now, I think I've figured out what he wants. He wants the chin and jaw rubbies. Yeah. Because that's what he's really leaning into right now. Okay. Back up, brain. Why did you just think of the MLN Hanover books? Why are we thinking about books? Because we want to start reading a couple of series again. That's why. I don't think they listened. They saw it. There is a difference in pretending in order to tolerate being around family for a short amount of time. However, there are some political ideologies that family is not more important than at the end of the day, especially here in the States, where we have one party that is actively calling for the culling of certain communities, of which I belong to multiple. And that is no longer a political ideology. That is bigotry, hatred, and fascism. And no, I will not suck up my personal beliefs that are enshrined in our Constitution, that we believe all men are created equal and fully deserve, and human rights are basic human rights for everyone. And healthcare is a human right. Yes. I get bitched at for saying that because, well, you don't pay for your medical care anyway. You have the VA. Yes, it's free. For many of us, that's the only good thing about it. But I will not argue with I will not argue with people who genuinely believe that women should not have the right to vote. Women should not have the right to an education. Women are property. And if you are disabled or autistic or queer, you don't deserve to live. And that's what they're trying to do again. I am sorry. I am more than breeding stock. I have a mind. I have a mouth that I do not shut. I love my t-shirt that says, I am not a woman who will be remembered for keeping her mouth shut. And I will use what little bit of privilege I have to help those who have less than I do. I have busted my ass And I am the latest in a long line of women in my family who have busted our asses, given our lives and quality of lives for the defense of democracy and human rights. I will proudly scream from the rafters that I am Antifa. Hey, Will, you walked in at a great time. I will proudly proclaim that I am Antifa. I will proudly proclaim that I am a third generation Antifa because my grandparents were the first generation. My grandfather definitely gave his quality of life to fight fascism. The man ended up surviving polio because of it. I will not go back, nor will I subject my daughters or granddaughters or nieces or any other young women. I will not allow them to be subjected to that. Work still kicking your ass, Will? No, don't think so. I figured, hey, at least you're just getting to stand and, deal cards there. Yes, it is. Yeah, thanks, Polly. There is a lot more that I could rant about with that one, but there are people here who would rather not discuss politics right now, understandably, and we are trying to not dwell on the negative shit. I am truly trying to be a little bit more positive today because there is so much negative going on out there. One of those negative-ish things is the flooding here in my area. I said earlier, but I do want to remind everybody, we are safe and dry. We lost power for 2 minutes last night. Literally, the power went out as I'm on my computer, and I went, well, okay. Stood up, went out, grabbed the spawn, and we went to the garage, drug the generator out, got it over to the other side of the house, and hooked up. And then the man behind the curtain got it. Yeah, he got it. Man behind the curtain got it started. And he walked around the house in the door and was reaching for the fuse box. And I'm standing on the porch as the power comes back on. Yeah, he had his finger on the breaker. He was about to flip the switch so that we were running on generator power. And the power came back on. I honestly cannot complain, because I was in the process of cooking last night's dinner when all of this happened. Had not made his yet. And I'm just like, that's actually a really good thing right now, y'all. So we let it, we killed the gas on the generator, let it kill itself. That sounds really, really bad. And then about 3 hours later, I had finally rested enough and decided, okay, I'm ready to go out and brave the rain again. We went out and put it back in the garage, and thankfully we have kept power since. As I was saying earlier, there are 2 routes in and out of the town I live in. One of them just reopened, I noticed. And the other one has been backed up for a while. Kat lives in the town about 25 minutes from here. Usually takes her about 25-30 minutes to get from her place to mine. And she was supposed to come drop some stuff off today. And, well, she messaged me earlier saying, it's 2 hours from here to there right now. I am not going to do that. And I'm like, you know what? I don't blame you. So yeah. How does it flood during winter? Everything is dry or snow. No, we actually, we don't get a whole lot of snow here. It's just rain, and more rain. I said the other day, there's a reason Stephanie Meyer set Twilight in Forks, Washington. It rains here more than anything else, which is really frustrating. That is also why we are so green, though. Oh, hey. So, 25 minutes to the library in that town. So, but we are getting just hammered with rain right now. Yeah, thank you, Polly. We are quite glad that we are okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, the falls just freak me out because we're in we are Twin Peaks. Snoqualmie Falls, one of my favorite places. I'm like, what? Takes me 15 minutes to drive over to the falls from home. It's one of my favorite places, and I'm looking at the pictures going, you can't see the outcropping that splits the falls into two-ish waterfalls. And that's just kind of trippy. So Mimi's asking if we live near Twin Peaks. Technically, we are in Twin Peaks. That show was filmed here in the town we live in and Snoqualmie. The high school you see on the original Twin Peaks show, actually I think it's in the follow-up, is the high school that my kids went to. The Double R, my soul sister was working at the Double R when they remodeled it back into the Double R. There was a fire in the restaurant in the the late 90s. And they ended up remodeling from that. And then when HBO came back wanting to do the reboot of Twin Peaks, HBO actually paid for it to be remodeled so that it was back to the original. They gave all of the employees like 2 weeks paid vacation off while they did that. So, yeah, and filmed it. So we live in Twin Peaks. When David Lynch passed away, the sidewalk in front of that restaurant, oh my God, you couldn't walk on the sidewalk, because there were that many bouquets of flowers and his favorite soda and all sorts of shit just in front of the restaurant, because that restaurant was a character in Twin Peaks. The Welcome to Twin Peaks sign is now on the main road through Snoqualmie. Go back to work, Will. We'll see you soon. No, I do believe, no, it is currently in front of Guitar Man's office. Jeff, it's in front of the insurance office. Sorry. Good, John. Namaste, Will. So, our local farmer's insurance agent, no, State Farm agent, correction. He plays guitar, and his pickup truck is wrapped in a picture of him playing his guitar, and he drives this thing everywhere. And during the parades for like our town's little festival, the one over in Snoqualmie for Railroad Days, etc., he rides in the back of his pickup truck with his guitar and a little amp, and he plays guitar through the parades. He's an interesting man. Hey, Echo. Oh, that's sweet of you, Mimi. John, I'm so happy to hear that. I don't know if I said that already, but it went through my head. But yeah. But we've got some interesting stuff going on here right now. I am actually going to grab. I am curious what the forecast is saying today. You should check out the magic wands from Orchard Works. They make lovely gifts. Instead of talking about the weather, do you want to hear about this weird rash I have? Oh my God, that's hilarious. So it says it's currently patchy fog and the temperature. The man behind the curtain, however, told me that we are being told that nasty white stuff is in the near future. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't want to deal with that nasty white stuff. So a week from Friday. That is still... Where are you seeing it, though? Because I've now flipped to the Weather Channel even, and they ain't saying shiz. Oh, no, I was on Wonderground. But yeah, it's interesting here right now. Aha! Apparently the forecast has changed since the man behind the curtain saw that. But yeah, I'm so not looking forward to... There it is, 19th and 20th. Yay. Oh, slush in the evening. Okay. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I'll have to look at where the festival is going to be to see what the weather's due to be like over there. Oh! I have been approved for the MeWe Festival. I just got to get that paid and taken care of, and then we will be vending there. I am super, super, super excited. Yeah, Mimi, it's crazy up here. A lot going on. Yeah, we crested about 9:45. And should be out of flood stage by tomorrow morning, which is wonderful. Yeah, we'll be out of the highest flood threat by 8-9 o'clock tonight. I am so happy about that. Oh, I'm trying to see. I do not have a... Oh, thank the gods. Next week is only supposed to be about half as bad as today. Yay! Or this week. Yay! I'm so freaking happy about that. That's the difference between... The half as high is the difference between ankle-high flooding and waist-high flooding, honestly. Oh, ankle-high versus over your head. Oh. Ooh. So... Reopened here after the landslide at 1:45. And then at 2:30, 18 is still closed. So yeah, insanity. I've been kind of chuckling at the family chat with my cousins and the rest of the crew, the rest of the family out there. Did not realize that not only did my aunt and uncle live here in this town many, many, many years ago, but one of the others in the family chat, who I'm not sure who they are, were also here. My uncle shared a picture of Snoqualmie Falls, and I'm like, yeah, there's a reason I haven't driven out there. And that was before a second reason popped up, and the second reason being I cannot get there because the roads to it are closed. I hate floods and fires terrify me. Those are the two natural disasters I cannot deal with. No. Because during Snowmageddon, when we were snowed in, I could still walk and get out if I needed to. When it comes to flooding, yes, I can swim, but not in water that cold. So, yeah. I hate being trapped. And fires terrify me because, yeah, everything here is just stuff. But I don't want to lose my home, which again also comes with the flooding too. I mean, I have seen floods that will just wash everything away. I know. I just noticed. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and message her. Interesting. Yep, I've heard that floods are getting worse over there, especially during monsoon season. Obviously, I mean, that logic tracks. But no, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying so hard not to get political. And I have got so much in my head that I want to spit out, but really shouldn't. Shauna the mom posted a new video yesterday, and I caught myself because I'm subscribed to her with this account, with this YouTube channel. And I'm in the comments, and I want to say something that would be perfectly fine coming from me, but not my business. And I started the comment and I erased it all, and I'm like, oh man, there are so many things I want to say that I just cannot say from the business profile. And people are laughing and they're like, yep. Yep. Yeah, no kidding. I trip and stumble over. I am severely ADHD and autistic. So there are times when I will be talking and my brain just starts zooming faster than my mouth can keep up. And that's when I will start stammering and stuttering the worst. Get me tired enough and I will stutter and my lisp pops out. It's really fun to try to understand me when I'm super sleep deprived. Say that one 5 times fast when you're lispy. Yep, technically that's where I am. It just Asperger's is no longer an official diagnosis, for multiple reasons, but not the least of which is the fact that Hans Asperger was, well, he worked at the camps in Germany. He experimented on people in the camps in Germany. And also they discovered that it's just another form of being neurospicy. And so let's throw it into the autism spectrum. It's just, the least, we need the fewest supports as opposed to those on the opposite end who need a lot of support for day to day. So you can have autistic people who will never be able to live on their own, right on up to people like me and my kids who we need some supports in things, but for the most part, we are able to live independently. Case in point, one of my loved ones, I'm not going to specify who or relationship, is wonderful, does a great job living out on their own, supporting themselves, but they desperately need a roommate with them to remind them to do things like self-care, hygiene, and cleaning. Because as long as this person is reminded, hey, dumbass, you're starting to stink a little bit, go take a shower, they do it. The laundry is piling up. Hey, dude, go throw your laundry in the washing machine, would you please? They'll do it. And then you look at their home and it's like, sweetheart, darling, when's the last time you picked up all the trash in the room? Okay, have you done the dishes recently? As long as they're reminded, they do great. If nobody's there, out of sight, out of mind. Or they're like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it when I finish this task. This task finishes and they start on something else that's as interesting. So, yeah. Same, Polly. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Mimi. I have DID. I have CPTSD. I have ADHD. I have autism. I have so much shit going on up here. And that's just the shit that's up here. That's not touching the physical shit that's going on. Yeah, I tend to check in on this particular loved one fairly regularly to say, hey, you doing okay over there? Yeah, okay. Did you eat today? All right, you had work, so I know they make sure you eat while you're at work. Boop, 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 boom. Okay. Boom, boom. Scrolly scrolls. Oh, shit. Okay, so we are going to send we're going to send love, healing, and swift repair vibes to Eastern Washington. One of my spoony friends, the highway has washed out for them, but they are safe and dry. Eastern Washington's rivers flooded as bad or worse than ours did. It's kind of scary. See, my problem with pretending that everything is fine, that's when that's called masking, and I will exhaust myself because I will be, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. I am ignoring everything that's not fine and just keeping going straight ahead, and oops. That's when everything now falls apart because I will ignore it all until in crisis. And I am only just now at way closer to 50 than I want to admit, learning that I have to take care of this shit as soon as it pops up, because if I do not, we gonna have problems. Such as my kitchen right now. I had fully intended to do a full clean of the kitchen after Thanksgiving. I still have dishes in my kitchen that are dirty from Thanksgiving because of the fact I have not had the time, energy, and spoons to go in and take care of it. Gonna have to later. But I am also very much, I'm an all or nothing person, and I'm working on that one too. But what that translates to with my housekeeping, we're going to stick with the kitchen, is my brain will tell me, if you can't get all of the dishes done in one shift, you're not going to do any of them. So I have to convince myself, okay, I can't do all of them right now, but if I do all of the silverware and all of the glasses right now while I'm waiting for the pan to heat up to cook dinner, that's something. And I gotta be here in the kitchen anyway, so let's take care of that. Okay, the pan is hot. Throw the food into the pan. Does it need stirring right away? No. Good. Now we're gonna wash this little pile of dishes. And I can get that done, go stir the pan, take care of what needs to be taken care of, and then I come back and do a few more. If I can get myself to do shit like that, I'm great. And the two things that I suck the most at, I do not mind cleaning. I actually kind of enjoy cleaning, as long as it's not dishes or laundry. And I think I know why. Both of those require me to stand basically still for a length of time. That gives my brain plenty of time to wander and my body time to scream in agony. So, we're working on that too. Yeah, I'll say I'm fine and shit falls apart. It all falls apart. That's part of why I at least used to belong to a couple of groups on Facebook and one on Discord, where we could say, hey, I need someone to body double with me. Can we either do it now or can we set up a date to body double? Because I am able to body double with someone over the phone. And I did not know that's what this was, because I have for 25 plus years, I have called one of my 3 closest girlfriends and just said, hey, I need to get some shit done. You want to talk to me while I get it done? Headset would go on or speakerphone would go on, and I would proceed to get to work. Because if I'm talking to somebody, that helps. And if all else fails and I really have to get shit done, nobody's there to body double, I really am not feeling motivated, that's when we turn the music on, crank it up, and turn it into a dance party. Because if I've got music to groove to, a couple of specific albums I can groove to while I'm cleaning, I'll get shit done. You're also going to be subjected to a concert starring me because I sing along, even when I'm trying not to. Yep, push things down and forget about it. 6-8 months later, it pops up going, hi, remember me? Fuck you. Is that the correct direction? I think that's the correct direction. Hold on. Yes, that's the correct one. Swastikas are traditionally, yeah. Swastikas are historically tied to the Nazi Party, but it is a Hindu. Here we go. The swastika is a symbol used in various Eurasian religions and cultures, but it used to be originally. Swastika means well-being. The symbol has been used by Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains for millennia. It's actually a good thing. It's a protective image. That's why as soon as it popped up, I'm looking at it going, is it the right direction? Because the Nazi Party, instead of it going clockwise, they set them going, the arms going counterclockwise. Oh my God. So, funny thing. How many of us went to high school and saw those, or junior high, and saw the tables with the 4 desks on them with the divider on the desk? My high school boyfriend realized that if you looked at him from the top, That's what they were looking at? Yes. But yeah, that symbol is typically not well received in most of the world because that is what most people know that particular symbol to mean. And yes, it sucks that it was corrupted by that particular political party that had that particular view of the world. It really sucks. I mean, that would be like some nasty group taking the peace sign and making it stand for something that very definitely was not peaceful, you know? No, that was Rome being Rome. Hey, Irish, long time no see. Sorry, we're discussing a couple of other things and my brain is squishing everything together. How have you been, Irish? We're flooding. Well, not right this second, but we're finally, the floodwaters are finally starting to recede. Thank the gods. Okay. Hey, Max. Oh, interesting. Responding to the weather kid. All right. Ireland was flooding yesterday. Yup. It's nasty out there. It's really nasty out there. Oh my gosh. Awesome, John. Glad to hear that. Pasha, that's not funny. That could actually be very, very bad. And would it be the Germans having flashbacks or the Jews or both? Because that symbol was used as a sign of hate against, well, Jews, queers, neurodivergent, disabled. That's good, John. Oh, that's the other thing. I need to figure out what cards I'm going to take with me to Imbolc and kind of lay them out in a mini reading so I can take pictures of them, because the only things really at this point standing between me and vending at Imbolc are those pictures. So, haha, I'm so happy. MeWe Fair, I am so looking forward to. Hopefully we can go. Yes, I will do that. But I'll tell you what pictures I need, babe. So yeah, I'm so excited, and I'm making lots and lots of earrings, and I'm gonna work on some necklaces today and some bracelets. Probably gonna make a couple more anklets because Hazel, your idea was perfection. I love it. What else are we doing? Oh, I might actually dig my candle making stuff out and throw some candles together. Just to see how it works. But that's what we're doing here. I am super excited about all of the stuff coming up. It's going to be fun. And as a normal Irish person would, I went for a walk beside the sea and shore. Oh my God. How warm is it over there, Irish? I that's what I thought. It's about the same as here, so it's chilly, but not freeze your ass off in shorts chilly. That is true. I'm being reminded that my son did that last night or the other night. But gingers are not right, okay? There is just something wrong with their bodies. And medical professionals will tell you this. They do not, their pain threshold is weird. They require more anesthesia than normies. Yeah. So my son's temperature gauge just malfunctions. He does not feel cold. Heat, yes. Cold, no. Yeah, this boy melts in the heat and thrives in the cold. I think I gave. Oh, ginger cats are completely different critters too. But I think I gave birth to a ginger abominable snowman. I think I birthed a ginger abominable snowman. I had to. I apologize for that noise, but if I didn't fix it, I was going to start chewing on it. And I'm trying to break myself of biting my nails like that. Oh, he's tall, he's stocky, and doesn't feel the cold. And he's pale. This boy. I have seen clouds with more color than this child. Cloud dancer paint, anyone? Am I the only one who is laughing my ass off over the fact that Pantone's color of the year for next year is industrial white? It's industrial white. I mean, damn. For the love of all things holy, I swear this selenite has more color than he does. I love my child. And this is also one of those people that he looks at the sun and he gets sunburned. It's beautiful. Ain't it? That's funny. I was debating calling it psych ward white, but decided not to. That's a special kind of white, y'all. Let's go on a grippy sock vacation. No, pinks and reds are agitating. Psych wards tend to be blue or green or white, depending on the hospital. Isn't it just amazing, Irish? And they're calling it Cloud Dancer. My coffee has more color than that. Honestly, there are times when I would not turn down a grippy sock vacation. I have had more times than the one I've actually done when I probably needed a grippy sock vacation. He is a very good looking young man, and that is not me being mom biased. This is me saying that I have heard other people say it. But there's something about being 6 foot tall and long red hair that just draws people's attention. Yet no, we are not going to play the racist or prejudice. We are not going to play nicely with bigoted people. I am going to say one more time, we abide by the tolerance paradox in this channel. We do not tolerate intolerance. Till you end up with a Nazi bar. I don't play like that. Now, if you are a member of a marginalized community and you want to crack jokes about it, go for it. Hell, I'll crack queer jokes day in, day out. However, I will not crack jokes about transgender people. Well, for the most part. There's a couple of them I will. Yes. But I am also very, very careful to think, okay, would one of my trans loved ones be offended by this if anybody but me said it? If that answer is no, then I'll go ahead and say it in public. If it's yes, I will say it to them. And I know that I have said some shitty ass, horribly offensive shit to some of my trans and non-binary loved ones about transness and non-binariness. But they know coming from me, I am laughing about this ridiculousness. I call myself a hooker because of my crocheting. So, sorry. So he's cracking a joke about sometimes you want to go play with hookers and bad trannies, but that stays on the racetrack. And I'm going, wait a minute. I'm a hooker because I crochet. So, hey. Okay, John, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I gift my best friends with the power to joke the fuck out of my autism, and I piss myself laughing every single time. Yup. Hey, penguin. Exactly. Well, as far as my life, I am mom to 3 kids that I birthed. Which that right there tells you I am not a trans person. My oldest and my youngest are my boys. My middle child is non-binary. So, hence why they usually get referred to as munchkin. And then I have a soul sister who is transgender. And she is one of my staff. She works with Yoga with Dai. One of my moderators here is non-binary, trans mask. Yeah, 2. And then I have 2 others that are trans. One of them being my cousin, and I absolutely love all of them. Their gender does not matter to me. And then there are a bunch of us, hell, I would say probably most of us on staff are queer one way or another. I jokingly say I'm only half gay because I'm pan, bi, whichever. But so I will go to my grave defending the queer community. But I tell you what, I can crack some of the most offensive gay jokes there are and have my queer friends laughing because it's one thing to come from inside the community. Yes, thank you, Polly. Oh boy, Irish. Did you get yourself kicked out of the family dinner tonight? I did accidentally out one of my kids to my parents. But because my mom didn't know about my sexuality, my dad heard it and just kind of laughed, and my mom agreed with me. I don't remember what we were discussing and how the topic came up, but one of them mentioned one of my kids being 100% straight, I think is what it was. And I'm like, yeah, kid's as straight as I am, and just kept right on going. Not even thinking about the fact that I never told my mother. I never came out to my mother. Dad told me not to. But yeah, I went, oops. There we go. Yep. Which side of the politics? Wait. No, Irish asked what until politics got mentioned, and God, that was just, and I think that's what Penguin is asking, which side of politics. Um, may have gotten into a slightly heated debate. Irish. May and slightly. Yes and no. Anyway, ooh, do I still have coffee in that cup? Nope, good. Hey. But yeah, the food was good though. At least you got to eat before the conversation turned political. So, in case you cannot tell from contextual clues here, Penguin, we are a very liberal channel. Um, didn't say it was a communist though. Oh, we're not communist here, Penguin. We just believe that people deserve to be treated like human beings, regardless of race, color, creed, sexuality, gender ideology, or sexual orientation. We don't care. You're welcome. It has. I actually did one of those political spectrum quizzes the other day. Where do you fall on the political spectrum? And I am just barely not as far left as you can get. I'm just a little tick to the right from that. But I'm glad you went too, John. Sounds like you needed it. Sometimes being a centrist is a good option, yes. But you cannot always please both sides. And more often than not, when it comes to people and human rights and all of that, I will very much err on the left, because I believe people deserve to be free and healthy. There are so many things that I feel we should be doing for our citizens here that the right absolutely hates. I believe that healthcare is a human right. We should have free healthcare here in this country for everyone. There should not be someone who does not even have a medical degree deciding whether or not your doctor's prescription or whatever treatment plan your doctor has come up with can be approved or not. I honestly believe that decision is strictly between a person and their medical team. I do not think that somebody outside of that should have any say in it. I believe in universal basic income. I believe that all utilities that people need to survive should not cost. That includes power, water, housing, anything that we need should be provided for us. I really, really wish that we could go back to the times when the best art was coming from, like Michelangelo, Da Vinci, etc., when artists had patrons. And basically your patron would provide you room and board and pay for everything for you, so that you could just create your artwork. See, Penguin, I disagree. Are you intimately familiar with the VA and their PTSD stuff? Thank you, I'm just curious, Polly. How are you intimately familiar with the VA and their PTSD treatments? 80%. Wait, I'm 70 for that. Now I'm curious. Exactly, Irish. I've been getting free medical care. I have been receiving free health care for myself since I was 17. It gets paid for by slightly higher taxes than we pay right now. I am currently 70% for PTSD. So I am very intimately familiar with the VA and their treatment plan for PTSD. And yes, it is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I'm so happy to hear that, John. And yes, make the rich pay their portion of taxes. No, it's not, Penguin. Trust me, there are those of us who have done that research. Yeah, if we enforced our tax laws and made the rich pay their portion of income taxes, we wouldn't have a national deficit here in the United States. And the reason a lot of people don't realize this is because we have stopped teaching those classes in high school. People do not understand how our government works. Exactly, Polly. I was telling the other day about the fact that I found yoga through the VA. Okay, no, I didn't find it. I fell in love with it through the VA. And shortly after I stopped being able to attend my class regularly, my particular VA decided, we don't see any evidence that yoga helps veterans with PTSD the way you're claiming it does, so we're just going to shut that program down. I found out about this, and I'm going through, I'm just doing my usual shit, looking through the news online, and I come across an article that says, oh, look, this particular VA hospital is showing the proof of how PTSD or vets with PTSD are seriously benefited by yoga. And I send that link to the woman who facilitated it at my VA and said, hey, I don't know if this is going to help the case for our yoga classes being brought back or not, but here, stupid aid to other countries. That was what USAID did, which got cut, and not a damn thing has been done for our healthcare here. Yep, less than 0.1% foreign aid. And that 0.1% of foreign aid saves many, many, many lives here in the States and abroad. What we need to cut, mind you, this is coming from a veteran, we need to cut our fucking military spending. We spend more on our military than the next 10 countries combined spend. So if we just cut it in half, that would fund the single payer healthcare in this country. That would fund Social Security. It would fund education. It would fund everything. And it would give us the opportunity to provide universal basic income just by slashing the military budget in half. Now, we're not even going to get into the fact that I am livid with the administration dismantling the Department of Education. Because what most people are saying is, well, the Department of Education doesn't need to exist because education, the education and what's taught to our kids needs to be done at a state level. Well, dumbass, have you ever fucking looked into what the Department of Education does? It does not say what each state teaches their kids. That is done at a state level. What the Department of Education did was ensure that things like 504 plans and IEPs were enforced. It helped make sure that funding was distributed equally amongst schools in our nation because, we have a lot of inner city schools that have high population that are getting chump change compared to the schools in the more affluent neighborhoods that are getting plenty of money. That is one of the things that the DOE was for. The Department of Education was also there to enforce Title IX conflicts, such as when a young woman is assaulted on campus. Title IX is how she manages to get recompense for that. Do you know why we're going into their waters? Because of the fact they have oil and we want it. Fentanyl doesn't even come from Venezuela. Fentanyl comes from Argentina or Brazil, not Venezuela. Hell, even some of it's coming from Mexico. And then, our dumbass fucking president says that he's cracking down hard on drugs, but then he gives a fucking presidential pardon to the former president of Argentina who was caught smuggling, or Honduras, correction, who was caught smuggling 200 fucking tons of cocaine into our country. 400 tons of coke. But that's not a problem because that's what he and his kids do. So, that was their supply that he was making sure didn't get affected. No, this is not speculation. There are numerous people who witnessed that man snorting multiple lines in the basement of Studio 54. There are pictures of him running lines in the basement of Studio 54. He is cool. Well, he is cracking down on, he is so fucking strict about his alcohol and his drugs and shit, despite the fact that he had a coke problem, probably still does, and he currently pops Ritalin like it's going out of style, or Adderall. And his whole reason for claiming that he is clean and sober is his brother. Because yes, Fred drank himself to death. Because Fred couldn't handle the after effects of their father. Yep. Defunded, pushed out many people into, Yep, research and development. Oh, he's killing all the research and development in our country. Oh, God, well, he's saying we set ourselves back a decade. I'm saying we set ourselves back about half a century with what we've done. We don't need a wall on our southern border because 99% of the immigrants who are coming here are coming and just overstaying visas, so they're coming legally. And most of them that aren't leaving and that are here illegally and undocumented are white. He is only getting rid of the brown immigrants. And because he's doing that, we have crops rotting in the fields because how the fuck they're doing it, I don't know. But apparently these undocumented immigrants are both taking jobs from Americans and sucking on the tit of our welfare system. Here's a news flash, honey. You cannot apply for WIC, food stamps, or any type of welfare without a social security number. You cannot get a social security number without being a citizen. So you can get a taxpayer ID, and you can get a taxpayer ID and pay taxes, which we take in, multiple billions of dollars from them, but they can't get any of it back. We take $60 billion in taxes from those undocumented immigrants, and they don't get any of it back because they can't file their taxes. Oh, they can that's right, the taxpayer ID they do get to file. Yeah, but they cannot file for benefits. So no WIC, no food stamps, no Medicaid, none of that shit. Because they can't. Now, as for undocumented immigrants being criminals, do you know that most undocumented immigrants are so fucking paranoid of anything resembling a law enforcement person that they are the most law-abiding citizens there are in our country, because they are terrified that if they draw the attention of law enforcement, they're going to get shipped back to where they come from. A number of the reason a number of them are here in this country undocumented is they are fleeing death. That they are in massive danger wherever they came from. And most of them are coming here and applying for asylum. But they cannot apply for asylum before they get into the country. And there aren't that many of them anyway. Yeah. Stop letting people hire them and they'll stop coming. But, well, yeah, for slavery wages. But, then we come back to, well, they're stealing American jobs. Well, if they're stealing American jobs, then why the fuck did we have about 85% of our crops from this past year rot in the fields? Because there was nobody to pick them. White people will not do that work. Yes, nobody is illegal on stolen land. Going back to an incident that happened here in the Seattle Metro last week, I think it was. A woman, an actress, she is a Native American woman, very well known for having been on Northern Exposure. Her character was one of the main characters on the show. Everybody knows her. She was at the bus stop waiting to get on a Metro bus last week when ICE pulled up and detained her. She showed them her tribal ID and they said, that's fake. Anybody can print that at home. She's like, okay, fine. You don't want to believe me? See that phone number right there? Call it. Hell no, we're not calling that. Okay, fine. She pulls her phone out and goes to make the call, and they physically assault her to prevent her from calling the number to prove that she is a citizen or a member of the Umatilla tribe. Why would we in the United States want to assign everyone on the entire planet a social security number for the United States? Each country has their own government identification methods. Social Security is just here in the States. Social Security was never intended to be an identification. It was strictly supposed to be for tracking your work history, and now we use it as an identification number. That was not supposed to happen. Exactly, Polly. Polly saying that when you get Walmart level prices, someone is being exploited for it. There is no truly ethical consumption under capitalism. Does not matter what you are consuming. Food, clothing, TV, I know. Food, clothing, TV, any of it. Someone is being exploited for it, whether it's manufacturing the chips for whatever computer you're using, right on down to slave wages being paid to manufacture clothing, etc., etc. So, all right, my loves. We are at 2 hours and 3 minutes, and I have to go make sure that I have a script for tonight's podcast. So please be ready to come back in a couple of hours. Yes. And, oh no, in an hour. Ooh. So, come back in an hour. We'll do the podcast. But for now, let's go out and spread love, joy, and kindness. There is so much hate and discontent. We do not need to be adding to it. Please make sure that your loved ones, be they human, furry, scaly, or feathered, know that you absolutely adore them, because those little moments with them slip way far, far, far too fast for our liking. And those endings come way too soon. So, if you take nothing else away from everything that we are doing here, also please always, always, always remember you are loved, wanted, and needed. You have a purpose for being here. Even if you don't know what it is yet, we have that purpose. I will see you guys in 1 hour. Namaste, my witchlings. Love you to bits.